Hey everyone, time to cover some severe weather.
Yep,
It's about to move in. So here we go. This is what we were wondering about. It is really hazy, and the reason for that is those dew points are in the mid 70s.
I know. I saw that when I was eating my dinner.
You were just
74 degrees.
Did you spit out your spit out your dinner and go, oh, whoa?
I did say, holy cow.
I know, 74 for a dew point before storms roll in. So let's get to it. We got one severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6:45. Additional storms will be developing. This is going to be an increasing, let's just say the amount of people will be joining the stream is going to go up exponentially just because these storms are going to move in and people are wondering, where did these all come from? In fact, might be a good idea, Josh or Peyton, let's go into our newsroom and tell them, hey, we started a live stream, just so if they wanted to push it, we can do that. All right, so we're going to push this out on our app right now to let you know that we're live streaming because here we go. Storms are going to be moving in, and hopefully they weaken and die out, but, man, the ingredients are there. And so these storms have had a history of producing some hail, some pretty sizable hail too. So all things that we have to watch. And dew points are in the mid-70s. Let me say that again, mid-70s. You don't see mid-70 dew points very often, especially with storms that are off to the west. So this is going to be interesting. So let's see what happens. Now, there's one storm in particular that I'm going to watch, and it's on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler, and it does have a little bit of rotation with it. And this is going to be making its way to southern Delaware County. So let's show you what we've got here. I'm going to bring this up full, and we're going to kind of inspect this storm as we look at it. So there is quite a bit of a circulation on the leading edge of this storm. So that is just to the east of Locust Grove. If we put this into motion, you can see this is pretty persistent, if not trying to wrap up a little bit more and more. And remember, the more east it gets, the more, let's just say, the low-level winds are going to increase, the shear is going to increase. Got a new severe thunderstorm. Oh, is that a tornado? New tornado warning. Well, there you go. Not surprising at all. So tornado warning has been issued. It's for southwestern Delaware County. That is just barely in our weather coverage area. And so that is technically Tulsa's television market. However, people can watch us in southwestern Delaware County. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be covering this storm as it gets closer into Delaware County. But this storm is making a beeline for Benton County. So this is where things are going to exponentially increase. And that circulation is definitely on the increase. So stand by, Peyton. Let me go ahead and tell the control room here.
Oh, yeah. Go tell them a tornado warning is on its way. Yep.
Tornado warning for Delaware County, southwest.
Will there be any disruptions with storm coverage while trying to watch the finale of The Voice tonight? You know? I hope not. I was watching last night. It's pretty good. No. Yeah. Might be cutting it close. Was it last night? It was the night before last. Might be cutting it close. This tornado warning does track. Let me do the storm relative velocity off of this. Okay, so it didn't really change much. Yeah, definitely trying to tighten up that circulation. We can look at the normalized rotation. We'll go back a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of increased a little bit.
I mean, it is
trying to wind up.
That's why the warning was prompted.
Mm-hmm.
That was the storm we were watching.
Yep.
So this tornado warning is making its way east, and we're going to show you exactly where this tornado is headed. And I'm going to do that on Weather 1. But before you bring that up, let me go ahead and get the track launched, and then I'll show you. So it's moving east at 25. I'm going to speed it up and go 30. I think 25 might be a little slow. It might be moving at 25 now. But
morning says 25, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be moving. It might be that way now, but I'm just saying in case it speeds up. Okay, I've got the most dangerous portion of the warning as we look at this. This is the track of this storm, making a beeline for Siloam Springs in 1 hour. So Bella Vista will not be included most likely in this warning unless additional storms will be able to be popped up. Concord, this is coming your way. and it's not very far away, to be honest with you, 718. So, like I said, we're going to be doing some severe weather coverage. We didn't have anybody in the control room right now.
Okay.
So we need to get standby here.
You need to set up some cams?
Yeah.
All right.
We have a tornado warning, southwestern Delaware County. The storm is still southeastern Mays County, so it's just outside of our weather coverage area. However, I need some people in the production room and control room, and I also need a cam op. This storm, by the way, is headed towards Benton County. At about 7:30, it will be arriving. Okay. Very hazy outside. Absolutely. Hard to believe this is still an hour. Oh, that circulation is definitely ramping up too.
It's pretty impressive.
All right, so here's Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler tightening up circulation. There's the spin in the atmosphere. We were already looking at that with the overshooting top. And this overshooting top is a sign that this storm is strengthening. So this is going to be an active night. And this is the storm activity that we were watching. So it's not a fire. That is actually the amount of mugginess and the humidity in the air. Now, there have been some fires in Central America, I think, and some of that moisture is making its way, some of that smoke has made its way here. I've seen some posts on that. But this storm, we really need to watch on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler. So this, by the way, is southeastern Mays County. The warning is continuing until 7:15. So that is going to be southeastern Mays County and southwestern Delaware County. So the track of this circulation, as we put it into motion, will be making its way in between Kansas and Colcord. So it's basically moving right along 412. Now, it looks like maybe the rotation's weakened on the very last scan, but it's going to do this. It's going to cycle multiple times. That's just the way this is going to happen. Let's see if we've got any storm spotters that are headed out on this storm. Yes, James Hilger is out there. So we might be able to bring up James Hilger's stream. So if we go here, minimize all this, and we go to live storm chasers map, James Hilger is live, so we can bring him up, pull that up full. Let me show you what we've got here. So let me go back to this track, in case you're wondering. There's the circulation making its way eastward. Now, the reason we're not on TV yet, yes, the tornado warning is in southwestern Delaware County, but that's ahead of the storm. We're letting you know about it. And what those red squares mean is a tornado warning. So that is a tornado warning that's in effect, meaning the storm could produce a tornado at any time. Maybe the rotation is weakened some, but here's a look at the warning information. Again, the tornado warning is going until 7:15. Population that's affected is just under 3,000 people. Now, we do have one of our storm spotters, James Hilger, that's out on this storm. And let me go here. So we'll load this up. So here's James Hilger's live storm spotter video. And it looks like definitely we got a wall cloud as he's traveling on 412. So he's actually on 412 alternate route. He's not on the turnpike, which makes sense. And this storm we definitely have to watch. So we'll go back to Mega Doppler here real quick. So we're going to do Mega Doppler with his stream. So this is James Hilger just to the east of the storm, headed west on alternate 412. You can see the lowering off in the distance. We're watching this close. You got the storm that's developing right along 412. I would say circulation is weakened, but this will go through cycles. And remember, the environment is very conducive to severe weather in northwest Arkansas.
Man, he's headed right into that thing.
Oh, yeah, he is.
But he doesn't need to be because it's going to cycle. And
it's going to come right for him.
Yeah, and he's going to be driving away.
So we just did a track on this. We'll do another one. But right now, how fast are these storms moving? They're moving at about 30 miles an hour. So 25 to 30 miles an hour. So we did a track on this. I will go ahead and bring that back up in just a second. Let's bring up Mega Doppler full without the storm spotter. So I didn't save that track, but we got to do that. Yep, radar closest. There you go. You can zoom in on that. Yeah, camera angle reminds me of the movie Twisters, as we've had lately, a lot of them. So if you'll notice here on Mega Doppler, the circulation was a lot stronger not too long ago, and you can see it really ramping up. But then it looks like it's becoming a little more outflow dominant. Set the storm motion from a warning, and yeah, we're going to get a good look at this storm, see what it looks like. We also have Brendan Lindsay that's right behind them too, and Michael Craddock that's going to be catching it when it comes through Siloam Springs. So we've got multiple storm spotters that are on this storm. All right, here's the very latest track with that circulation on the south side of the storm. Still a little bit in southeastern, it looks like it's in southeastern Mays County, about to cross the county line into southwestern Delaware County. I'm looking at this, and I don't think the circulation is going to last. And I think this warning is going to be dropped pretty soon. So we're probably not even going to have a tornado warning going until 7:15. This is going to be a lot weaker as it moves in. Now, does that mean it cycles again? Well, remains to be seen. But there's a look at the circulation track. Siloam Springs, 7:30. So like we said, just under an hour from now. Now, remember, that is just the storm. It doesn't mean the tornado warning is making it that far. Tornado warning stops at Kansas. That's the farthest eastern extent of the warning. But going back to Mega Doppler here, definitely a weakening of the storm. And visually, with James Hilger's stream, you can definitely see how that has weakened somewhat. Did we save that, by the way? Did you save that as a data set? No.
I'll have to watch a couple of tilts up, but still maintaining
Yeah.
somewhat of a decent rotation, but lower levels is broadening out again.
Yeah, they just continued the tornado warning.
So the low level circulation might take a little cell interaction to create that rotation. So something to watch for sure. So there's Mega Doppler. Here's Mega Doppler with the stream. This is James Hilger, live storm spotter video as it's tracking right along Highway 412. I do not believe that this warning will continue into southeastern Delaware County at the time. There's the lowering. I don't see much of a lowering. Let's see what he gets.
No, he's turning around. I told you he's gonna be turning around. He went too far.
Yeah. Let's see what he's got. So we'll bring him up full.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's on it.
Yeah.
There it is. So that's the leading edge of the circulation that was rotating. Now it's kind of weakened a little bit. Don't need storms next weekend. I know there's regionals, and we do have storm chances, as a matter of fact. In fact, we have storm chances the next 5 days. Each day, we've got storm chances. Again, Hall Heating Cooling Mega Doppler showing James Hilger's location. Now, we're going to have to watch the backside of this storm, which is exactly where James is located, as that circulation comes his way. And so now maybe he's turning around a little bit. They have updated the warning. It does go till 7:15. The reason we're not on TV covering up programming right now is not because we don't want people to know about this, but just because this storm still is just southwest of our weather coverage area. And it's moving fairly slow, too.
Yeah.
25, 30 miles an hour. Yeah, we'll get to the forecast here in just a bit, but now we get to see a little more of this structure. So if you're just tuning in right now, we'll give you the big picture in just a second. But we do have multiple storms that are severe warned, and we got multiple energy that's on the way in. So I'm just going to do a one panel at the moment. So we'll look here. We got some storms that are popping up in the river valley. We know the overshooting tops are showing up, so little cell interaction could lead to some supercell activity. Here's a look at the rotation there. Now remember, we're not quite at what we call the magic hour. The magic hour is when you have those storms that really start ramping up around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And that's exactly when these storms will be moving into northwest Arkansas. So let me go ahead and put more information on here. Let's do another storm track. And
They slowed it down even more.
Yeah.
To 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looks like it has slowed down a little bit. And I'm kind of buying that. So we'll take it down a little bit. We'll slow it down. So I'm going to put this on here. We're going to draw the storm track. This is how we do this, by the way. What we do is we're going to bring up the velocity. And we're going to kind of look and see how the circulation evolved over time, weakened a little bit. Now it looks like maybe the circulation's popping up a little bit southeast of the previous circulation.
Yeah, it's a different meso.
So it's cycling, a meso handoff, as
Yeah.
we like to say. Then what we'll do is we'll draw the storm track. We'll take it a little more southeast, kind of like right along 412.
Yeah,
Moving eastward at about right there.
hour and a half.
Yep. So 7:45, still an hour from Siloam Springs. So there you have it. Snake Creek, you can see the circulation's east of Snake Creek. So we got inbound and outbound velocities. I'm going to save this so we get this view and we can continually update this. I'll move it over just a smidge. But there you got Siloam Springs, 745, Smithfield, 751, the airport on the eastern side of Siloam Springs, and Springtown. Be watching that stream, Josh, and see if you see anything impressive. Let's take you through all the warnings real quick. So we're going to bring up INX. This is the tornado warning information. It's a radar indicated tornado. It goes until 7:15. Got a severe thunderstorm warning until 7. That is just to the southwestern Delaware County area. Just clips, doesn't even clip southeastern Delaware County yet. Then we got more storms that are rolling in. This is going to be moving into Adair County, but it's going to take a little while. 7 o'clock is that warning. And if we zoom out a little more, you'll see additional storms popping up. Those are making their way out of our weather coverage area. But look at this. You can tell more energy is moving in because look at what's popping up east of Alma already.
Yeah.
So we know some upper level support, upper level lift is coming in. But it's these two supercells, which, by the way, I got to hand it to the models. I know the HRRR isn't great on the timing, but it did insistently show thunderstorms developing today. And it did not back down on that. So, all right, let's take a look here at back at that circulation. Now you can notice the circulation definitely was on the decrease. A little earlier, it was a lot stronger. So if we show you here over time, you can see that circulation ramping up and then currently dropping off. So it's just about ready to cross the state line. It already has. James Hilger has an elevated storm right now. If we look at High Heat and Cooling Mega Doppler along with the radar, take this camera off the screen so you can see that stream. There's a look at the storm starting to move into southwestern Delaware County. Warning is not going to last much longer. Meso handoff taking place. We'll see how that evolves. It looks very elevated. But you know what? We are under a tornado watch, and tornado watches can't be taken lightly. There's a reason why they issue them. There's a look at the tornado watch, and notice how that does include Northwest Arkansas. If we look at some of the parameters and the parameter space, there is that potential that storms could remain. So Emily's asking, should any counties in our weather coverage area start to prep the storm shelters? It's not a bad idea to have that prepared. Now, I used to have a storm shelter at my house. I don't anymore, unfortunately. We moved, but we got a good location to take shelter from a storm. It's kind of interior stairwell. Anything you're seeing, Josh, on some of the Mesoanalysis? I know you've been watching that closely. What are you checking out?
So far, not a whole lot difference. We do have quite a bit of CAPE in the area.
Yeah.
So,
CAPE is the convective available potential energy. That's the amount of fuel that's available for thunderstorms. Let's do a little camera tour. Let's check out what we've got with some of our weather bug cameras. I do not think this warning goes to 7 o'clock.
No, I don't think so.
Duck method. That's a great question.
Yep.
So this is the duck method right here. This is the best way to take shelter from a tornado. Downstairs, under something, center of the house, and keep away from windows. That is your duck method right there. We always do this with the kids every time we go to a school, tell them what to do in a tornado. It's really easy to remember.
Yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to Mike Francis, who used to be a meteorologist in Little Rock at KARK. And he was the one that basically told me about this. And I was like, I'm using that. I'm using that for my career. Hey, look who we got on here. Meteorologist Mike Susko. Man, hope you're doing well. Yeah, everybody in Northwest Arkansas doing well, and we've got storms rolling in, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Mike. Good to see you on here, man. You ever worn that tie, that QLCS tie? It's green, so I don't know if it keys out on the wall or not. I think it might. But remember, respect the polygon. That's right.
Yep.
James Spann is he's like that. He looks a lot better when he does it in his suspenders. All right.
Yeah.
So this storm is dying. I don't see anything visually that's impressive, but it doesn't mean that it needs to just be ignored anymore because we got additional storms that are popping up southwest. There's something missing. There's a lack of ingredients right now. And the lack of ingredients is probably that low-level shear. And I think later on this evening, there's a potential that low-level shear will be ramping up.
Surface to 3 kilometers, about 20 knots.
So surface to 3 is 20 knots. And Mike says, yes, I use it for school visits. Everyone
Nice.
loves it. Nice.
You need a QLCS tie.
I got a QLCS tie, but it's green, and that's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
He uses it for schools. Okay, so he's talking about these storms could ramp up further. Low-level jet increases, 0 to 3 kilometer cape. The lightning, what's the lightning like? Well, let's do a little camera tour. Let's see what we've got. Well, we're going to start off, first of all, let's take a look here. So as we go to...
Probably put lightning on Mega Doppler.
Yeah, we'll put Mega Doppler lightning on there, and then I'll show you some of the live lightning counter, too, as well. And then we'll do another storm
Can you
track
make sure I'm
on
on
this.
my hit off the top?
Yes. Let's see what we got here. Forecast first.
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
said, I don't think that warning
Right.
is going to be in effect anymore. There's City Hall, Decatur, 75, 77. Yeah, you can really see the storms erupting now. Look at the
Right.
overshooting top. So we're not done. And woo, did you see that additional development? Developing all up and down the line. Yeah. I think you're all good there.
All right.
There's the watch.
And then there's like the future track.
Yeah, and I'll do a little radar
Sounds fun.
tour for you.
Cool.
So just to let you know, we've got a newscast that's coming up here at 7 o'clock. Peyton's going to be doing the weather forecast. We are watching, obviously, everything. We'll show you his forecast. We'll kind of bump in and out of the newscast as we're doing this weather coverage. And then if something happens where, the warning starts moving into Northwest Arkansas, then we're going to go, on television coverage consistently. They have been absolutely crushed in Iowa today. Just massive storms. Tornadoes continue.
Several violent tornadoes.
That's where the energy is. So one last time here before we do a little camera tour. This is Benton County right here. This storm is making its way eastward, but I highly doubt that warning extends as of now with the storm into southeastern Delaware County. But there's a chance that it'll always ramp up as it could and increase its rotation a little bit. So something to watch for sure. There's another supercell. Now remember, if we look at this and we put it into motion, look, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see those storms are making their way eastward. They are going to be moving into Northwest Arkansas. What was that? That was that radar from Fort Smith that looked a little more impressive on that circulation.
Yeah, you can still see the upper level,
Yeah.
mid-level rotation with Fort Smith.
So that's one of the reasons that you have multiple radars to look at these storms. We're looking at this radar from KINX, which is the Tulsa radar. So let me show you what I mean by this real fast. Do another storm track on this, just to let you know if you're just joining in. Taylor asked, do you think Crawford County gets added to the watch? There's not an outside chance that happens. I
Tornado
think,
warning
yeah.
is dropped.
Okay, warning is gone. Yep. So that's what we thought. We knew that was outflow dominant. But here's the thing. Watch this. We're going to look at this real fast. So this is why it's so important to look at the velocity from different angles. So check this out. This is the radar from INX. You can see the sweep right there. You can also see the way the towards and away is. But if we look at the radar from SRX, you'll see there is definitely some mid-level circulation. Look at that mid-level meso that's happening with a severe storm that's just to the west of Adair County. This is Cherokee County. And then you got Mays County where it's moved out. There still is some mid-level rotation, but we look at the low levels of this with the radar that's closer, and it's kind of a little bit more disorganized. So Jennifer says sirens are going off in Concord and Kansas. Well, guess what? The warning has been dropped, as we've been mentioning, that we thought that warning would be dropped. But we still have supercell structure. Then the storm could increase and intensify and cycle at any times. Here's a Siloam Springs camera, just not very well defined in terms of visibility. The mugginess is just through the roof. Let's look at Decatur and just, I think with this type of environment, folks, you aren't going to be able to see, let's just say, a lot of structure because it's so muggy outside. Dew points are in the mid 70s. Let me show you this real quick. I don't believe how humid it is. I mean, I haven't seen dew points and dew point values this high in a long time. So let me show you here. We'll bring this up. There you get to see, look at that, lower to middle 70s. Man, that is crazy dew points. And that's the fuel for thunderstorms that we have. So here's what we'll do. We're going to go back to some of our cameras. Let's just take a tour. Here's Alma. That's looking off to the north, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
I will say for the mid-level rotation on that, that might also be a sign that that hail core is coming up in pegs. Right?
Yeah.
Looking at 2-inch.
Yeah, I think the hail is going to be coming up. So Northwest Arkansas is not capped. We are not capped. And we have 0 to 3 kilometer instability that is going to be a little bit concerning, to say the least. So let's go back to Bella Vista. There's Bella Vista. Everything's kind of quiet now, but rain and storms will be moving in. Fulbright. Here's Bentonville, the Midtown building in the square. Decatur. There's the Graduate Hotel. Kessler Mountain, very muggy. Man, you can really see that humidity. Look at that. All right, stand by, guys. Peyton is going to be doing a live update on KXNW, which is KNWA News at 7 on KXNW. So stand by. Oh, weather 2. Yeah, weather 2.
Proudly covering the Northwest Arkansas community. This is KNWA News at 7 on KXNW.
Severe weather threatening our entire area overnight. Some of those strong storms starting to get closer to Northwest Arkansas. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 7. I'm Chad Mira. Let's bring in meteorologist Peyton Langford right now. Peyton, we can hear the storm alarm going off, our weather radio going off right now. What are you seeing on the radar?
Yeah, Chad, you can hear the weather radio going off in the background. And we actually have a line of storms just off to our west, entering into Delaware County and eventually into Northwest Arkansas. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if there's any hail associated with this. Look at the mean hail core. You can see mainly now down near pegs. That's where you see the big uptick in that hail. And this and it is getting a little bit bigger. There's that new severe thunderstorm warning that does push into Benton and Washington County. So Siloam Springs, Watts, Westville, got to watch out as this storm is approaching the area. There was a little bit of rotation earlier that did prompt a tornado warning, but it's starting to weaken right now. We'll definitely keep an eye on that over the next little bit, especially as it inches closer towards the state line here into our area. If we look outside Decatur City Hall, you can see it's really muggy. So you're not going to see a whole lot of structure. You're not really going to see these storms coming as well defined as they are. You can see it is a little bit cooler in Northwest Arkansas. It's not as warm as down in the River Valley. So that might help us a little bit. But with those dew points as high as they are, it could be trouble here in just a little bit. You can see these explosive thunderstorms slowly moving to the east, running along about 25, 30 miles an hour as of right now. As the sun goes down, we could get more what's called the low-level jet, and that'll give these storms a little bit more spin in the atmosphere. So while they do look like they might be on a slight weakening trend, we're still in that tornado watch until 10 o'clock, and I think we could see a lot more activity here in the next little bit. We also do have a flood watch as we do have several days of rain and storms, Chad. So not only do we have to watch for tornadoes and severe storms, we got to watch for flooding over the next 48 hours as well.
Yeah, we sure do. We'll check in with you again in about 10 minutes for the latest on those storms. But speaking of flooding, going to be a concern here. And Fort Smith has several areas that you need to watch out for. Some of those include Highway 271 and Texas Road, Highway 71 and Riley Park Drive, North D and North 10th, all northbound lanes on Towson between Phoenix and Fresno, and Jenny Lind and Knoxville. Fort Smith Police has a list of nearly 30 roadways that are prone to flooding it wants you to watch out for. You can find that list on our website, knwa.com. And as we monitor the severe weather throughout this evening and moving forward for the rest of the week too, go ahead and take a second to scan this QR code on your screen. It'll send you a link where you can download the Weather Authority app. You can use it to get life-saving weather alerts, submit photos, and follow the forecast. You can also head to our website to find our severe weather safety guide. It comes with a checklist and important information, all designed to help keep you safe during storms. The Bentonville Public School District breaks ground on a housing project to help its teachers find affordable housing. The project was originally planned to be built next to the Bentonville High School. Now it has a new location. KNWA's Christina Randall tells us where the new location will be.
Community members gathered in Bentonville for
All right, everyone, out of the commercial break. So we just got finished. We've got Peyton Langford's forecast coming up. Did you see that Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera? First of all, I'm going to tell you this storm is starting to organize, and it's organizing at the wrong time for it to move into northwest Arkansas. Very large hail is going to be a possibility in parts of Benton County and as well as northwestern Washington County. Look at the structure on this storm, and then you're also going to see those low-level winds beginning to increase. Now, I added a little bit of music for you just so you knew that this wasn't no audio. We muted everything in the microphones because you would hear background noise. It would be a little bit distracting. But that is our newscast that's going on. It's not on KNWA. It's on KXNW at 7 o'clock because primetime programming is happening on KNWA as well as Fox 24. But I will say this, that we're watching this storm closely. We're watching this activity, and I do think we're going to be providing severe weather coverage shortly. And I hope this storm doesn't evolve like it's expected to. Here's a look at how heating, cooling, mega Doppler. There's the hail core. We're talking possibly over 2 inches and growing. That is a supercell, folks. You can see that supercell thunderstorm rolling through, which, by the way, is taking over the environment from the other cells that were north. See how all of this evolves? Watch how this storm is stealing all of the moisture, and that's why that is absolutely weakened. So here's the good news. For Siloam Springs, you're just going to be getting a little bit of light rain. The hail core is going to be on the south side of Siloam Springs, but also could include southern Siloam Springs. You'll notice as we put this into motion, this is what the hail core has done over time. And you're going to see it flicker and flash and stuff like that, and that's because the radar is looping. And this is a product that doesn't update as often as the low-level scan. So there's a look at the storm. Definitely a hail producer. Is there strong enough low-level rotation? Not right now. It's mainly an isolated, what we call elevated storm. Probably not surface-based yet, but there is definitely a mid-level mesocyclone. Now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to load this up on a different radar. I think it's time to start looking at this from the Fort Smith radar, considering there will be additional storms.
Yep. I think you're right.
Yeah. I'm going to go watch it north of Prairie Grove. Now, that Lincoln camera, man, is that something else. All right, stand by. Peyton's forecast is happening right now.
Langford, certified most accurate by Weather Rate.
And welcome back. Starting off with a look at Howell Heating and Cooling and Mega Doppler. We can see we're focused on an area of severe thunderstorms as it kind of moves into our area, especially watching this little cell down here. This seems like a supercell. You can see the high reflectivity there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hail associated with this. I mean, there is some hail associated with it as well. 1 to 2 inches possible right now, as it will eventually move into our coverage area. We're in the middle of switching radars as it is approaching closer to the Fort Smith radar. But again, it will track over into the Washington and Benton County line here in just a little bit. And there it is into motion, moving about 25, 30 miles an hour. But one thing is missing, and that would be the nocturnal low-level jet. And there's more firing up along the line here. So we're going to have a line of storms moving to our area that will be more spinny, so to speak, once that nocturnal low-level jet kicks in. So if we can go to Weather 1, we will see that we will look at a track here in just a second. So Weather 1 computer here. Again, here's Mega Doppler showing all this in our area. There's that flood watch that we have in our area. We also have, and go back a little bit, to that tornado watch that goes until 10 o'clock at night. And you can see that severe thunderstorm warning. But with all this rain over the next 48 hours, we could see some flooding, especially in the River Valley. That's why the flood watch goes from Tuesday, 7 p.m. today, until Thursday, 7 p.m. So 48 hours, we could see a lot of rain. So a live look at the radar. You can see some more storms actually blossoming near Clarksville, moving into north central Arkansas. But yes, we are concerned with that line, and we'll stop it right there. We'll zoom in and take a look at this for that severe thunderstorm warning with 1 inch hail. We'll put a little bit of a track on it as it moves east. Step out of the way here. So Watts around 7:56, Cincinnati a little after 8 o'clock, then the power plant here in just a little bit. There's another look there. So it's approaching I-49 here in about 8:46. So if you are in the path, just be weather aware. And of course, we'll keep you updated. We're actually doing a live update on Facebook and other social media, and you can also find it on our website, knwa.com. So look at the hail tracks. You see it's been growing in size over the last little bit. So now we're seeing a hail size, according to this, about 1.3 inches and growing. You can see that color increasing as we go out in time. So look at the high resolution satellite. You can see these storms really blowing up. You can see those overshooting tops as they move eastward. So there's a live look at Lincoln. Notice something at the top of your screen here, these clouds. These clouds moving from south to north, that is the low-level winds. And upper level, eventually, those are really going to ramp up once we head into the nighttime. We have the nocturnal low-level jet kick in. But now you can actually see a little bit of structure. You weren't able to on some of the other cameras, but that wind shear will be an important role in helping these storms spin throughout the next little bit. So look at the temperatures right now. A little bit warmer in the River Valley, not as warm in northwest Arkansas because there was those showers and a little bit of storm activity earlier today, and actually some small hail in Rogers as well as in Pea Ridge. Pea-sized hail for Pea Ridge. So the winds out of the south right now at 10 miles an hour. This is at the surface, but we will have those kind of 1,000 feet above your head winds. Those will start to rotate those storms a little bit as we go out in time throughout the night. Really muggy. So we have a lot of conditions favorable for severe weather. So we'll have to watch things pretty close. There's the hail risk as well. So large hail and damaging winds as well as even tornadoes are on the table with this as well. So look at the future track. As we go out in time, this line going to push through. Note that time 10 o'clock, mainly going to be in northwest Arkansas and River Valley area and into around midnight. Supposedly it'll weaken, but I think, there wasn't a lot of storm activity, so I don't think the models are really handling this as well. I think we're still going to have a strong line of thunderstorms. That's not the first round we got. We have several rounds of severe weather on tap for the next couple of days and heading into the weekend of the Memorial Day weekend. Not looking so hot as of right now, but again, Chad, several days of severe storms able to watch for in northwest Arkansas. Those temperatures, not worried about that at all, but we are worried about this active pattern that could bring, a lot of severe weather for folks, and hopefully it doesn't affect anyone, but we'll have to watch it close.
Yeah, that first round of storms right upon us here, looks like, very close to the border, right?
Yep, knocking on our door.
All right, thanks, Peyton. A Gravette Elementary School teacher closing the chapter on more than 50 years in the classroom. Still to come, we'll give you a peek inside Ms. Martin's retirement celebration, where generations of families are wishing her well.
All right, happy retirement, everyone. We are we have that story on KXNW right after. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
we're not retiring anytime soon. I know I'm not, that's for sure. Here's a look at how heating, cooling, Meg Doppler. Good job, Peyton, on the forecast. A lot to cover, a lot going on. Let's show you this storm. It is on a little bit of a weakening trend, but visually, it doesn't look like it's weakening very much.
Pretty beefy.
Yeah, this
From
is
visual
a
standpoint.
pretty awesome time lapse. First of all, look at that. You can check out the low level shear as Peyton talked about. So glad you had that camera. We do
Me
have a
too.
time lapse of this camera going as well as we're in the middle of that. So yeah, oh boy, you remember getting hit by the tornado 2022. Yep.
Man.
I'll know exactly the date. March 30th of 2022.
21st birthday.
That was crazy. I know, it was pretty high. Bill was 75 on that Cherokee County storm. So storm cycling, you can tell, you can see the low-level circulation too is just not really there. So that's good. Grab it, that's fine. If you ask me on every live, that's what we're here for. That's what we'll let you know. And now we can let you know. But in 24, 48 hours in advance, we can't let you know where a storm is actually going to be. So there's good news with this. It looks like there's going to be some isolated cells, but Gravette is just going to get a little bit of rain, honestly. It doesn't even look that bad severe weather-wise. Now, this is not the last of the severe weather this week, but this storm, this is what we mean by high impact, low coverage. Right now, it's not super high impact, but something can happen in the evening when these storms can just blow up really fast. Now, there is one thing you need to know. Is that this storm, as it makes its way east, as we do a new track on it, it's not going to be moving into Gravette. So that's going to be south. But you will see the areas that will be impacted. Farmington at 8:39. So we're just about an hour away. Now, here's the problem, too. There's a lot of outdoor events that are taking place right now, including the Chefs in the Garden at the Botanical Garden of the Ozarks. Well, let's do our lightning tracker.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that.
Let's check that out. Do you have the? Oh, you got the iPad palette loaded. Yeah. So it's right down there, right there. Lightning. And this is with the radar. So the amount of cloudy ground lightning strikes,
Local elementary
28.
school teacher who's taught 3 generations of Arkansans is
It's
retiring.
not a
after more
tremendous
than
amount.
half
Let's
a
loop it
century.
and see if it's on
Margaret
the
Martin is
decrease
a
or
first
the
grade teacher at
increase.
Gwynn A. Duffy Elementary in Gravette.
Oh,
Today, the
that is a
community came
fast
together to
loop.
celebrate Ms. Martin's legacy
We'll
career.
have to build that.
Ms. Martin was
Slow
hired in
down.
1970 and is now teaching the grandchildren of some of her former students. She says her desire to help kids grow and learn is what kept her in the classroom for so long.
It's on the decrease.
Yeah. Maybe go to, if you can, go to 1 hour of a loop instead of 3. Let's see here.
So missing that community there. Ms. Martin says it's always been a goal of her to teach kids, not just out of books,
Yeah,
but also helping
There
them
still is
learn
going to be
about
some
life.
lightning. Wow,
Unless
look
they
at this
teach you
updraft.
next week.
This is awesome. You actually got some
Congratulations on the
structure to it.
retirement. Well, if you're planning to kick off
That's pretty
summer
cool.
on the
Yeah.
lake this weekend, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wants to remind you to stay safe out there. Memorial Day is one of the busiest weekends on the water.
Oh,
USACE
starting to get
says
some
if you're
low
boating, be
rotation.
patient,
Oh,
slow down, watch for other boaters. The Corps is also reminding everyone wear a life jacket, don't drink and drive a boat, never swim alone, and stick to the designated swim areas. The Senate will vote again this week on a border security and immigration measure. Republicans blocked the bipartisan
Not sure
bill
about
earlier
that,
this year
Bradley.
when it was part of
I
a larger
don't know
package that
about that.
included funding for Israel
Town
and
being
Ukraine.
south of that.
KTVH's Jesse Tenor reports on its likelihood of becoming law this time.
Okay, we have a story coming up. All right, so we're starting to see some increase in the low-level rotation. There it is right there, the beginning stages of it. This is where you've got a little bit of towards and away. This is from the radar in Fort Smith. This is about 4,800 feet in the atmosphere. So there's the spin. It's not very strong, but if we go up in elevation, we'll also see it's not very strong. So that's good news. But that can always develop pretty quickly. So that's something that we'll watch. It definitely has that structure, and it's on the southwest side, but it looks like maybe this storm is weakening a little
Yeah, it
bit.
looks like it's weakening.
Yeah. Now, here's one thing that might be happening with these cells is that we had some storms that developed this afternoon that popped up a little bit ahead of what we were expecting, and that might have removed some of the instability just a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That and some of the Anvil cloud coverage maybe too.
keeping the temperature down a little bit. What I am concerned about is, as you showed, Peyton, the river valley still is pretty warm.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if we dodge a bullet again. I'll be okay
Mm-hmm.
with that. Let's weaken this puppy. Let's get just a beautiful lightning show, and then that's about it. Even if it does weaken, it'll still be a little dangerous. But we know this is a tough area to get severe weather. We know this is a tough area for that storm to maintain itself. But I would look at future radar. Who knows what it's going to show.
Outside right now, the sun trying to peek through some clouds. Those storms moving closer to our
Yeah,
area.
what does
will
that look
lessen
like from
forecast
Fort
coming up.
Smith? From Fayetteville. Let's look. Oh yeah, you can see the storms.
west.
Yeah, we got Miss Laura's weather bug camera pointed west. That's the thing. It is warm and it is scary, but it's so far something's missing. Excited about the Twisters movie. Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. So I'm starting to see some structure. This is a surface-based storm. There's no doubt a surface-based storm. You can see it on our Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera. Look off to the distance, and you can see a little bit of that base off in the distance. But it doesn't really have the hard edge updraft cumulus towers. So maybe the storm will be on a weakening trend. That would be awesome. That'd be amazing. It would just be another case of the Fayetteville fizzle coming through.
Yeah, and I mentioned that, in Fox 24 News at 5:30 and
Yeah.
this newscast that Anvil shading and that colder air is going to increase that cap.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's doing exactly what I said.
Cap is important. So, Dan, are these the last storms for us in Northwest Arkansas tonight? Yeah, I think so, honestly. Now, the River Valley, I think, sees additional storms, and there is more energy moving in. But let's see what happens here. All right, stand by.
All right, welcome back. A look at that final forecast. Watching a storm, Chad, that seems to be on a weakening trend. I hope just looking at the latest scans. Yeah, let's look at High Heating and Cooling Mega Doppler. You can see there, you can see some storms off to the eastern part of our coverage area, but we're watching that severe thunderstorm warning as it includes, or as it is starting to move into Benton County and Washington County. In the last couple scans of that loop, it does seem that little hook. It seems like it's starting to weaken, Chad, but still might have some small hail within, definitely some gusty winds, as well as some heavy rain is coming down in Siloam Springs. But that's not it for severe weather, as we have a couple of days worth of severe weather. So tomorrow, as well as Thursday, and maybe even a little bit on Friday, and more storms this weekend. So we're the city that never sleeps, Chad, because we have storms all the time.
Not in a good way,
Yeah,
though.
not in a good way.
That's supposed to be more exciting than this.
Yeah.
We'll see you at 10.
So Catherine says thunder just shook her house. Would love to know where that thunder was. What about Fayetteville, 7 o'clock in the morning? I mean, there's supposed to be additional storms popping up. Someone says it's really green in Rogers. Let's see.
Had a couple of strikes well to the east of Siloam Springs ahead of us.
Let's do this. Let's go to Siloam Springs. Yeah, that's what you're saying, huh? Those bolts out ahead of it. Oh, yep, raining. So let's look at a northwest sky view. Yeah, look at that sunshine. We're about to get another rainbow here in the Rogers area.
Oh, nice. How'd you do it, Josh?
Lamar, huh?
Oh,
Whoa. Okay, Lamar, that makes sense because you got additional storms that are popping up south there. That's not from this cluster of storms. But you got this storm right here that's near Russellville. And yeah, Lamar definitely got rocked with some lightning. There's the storm activity in central Arkansas. So let's see. You said the low level shear is a little bit greater, and you can start to see a little bit of a circulation popping up right there, northwest of Dover. That's going to be in Pope County. That's going to be a little east of our weather coverage area. I think we're capped, folks. I think these storms are starting to die. Unless something takes over, this might be not much happening, which would be great. That'd be amazing. This place amazes me so much. It's definitely not Oklahoma. We know it's not Oklahoma.
I mean, I feel I kind of saw this coming. Like with those storms.
You saw it with the Anvils that popped up, but not like
with the rain that we
early
had.
afternoon.
With the rain that we had this early afternoon, which models did not have.
No, that
But
popped up.
Because of that, I knew this line coming in wouldn't be super strong.
Yeah,
Now, it's not over till it's over.
that's right.
So as we approach, 9 o'clock, we saw storms in the area. That's when that low-level jet will really start to crank up, make these storms spin.
There is a cell that's in the River Valley that does have warmer air to work with. And that's one of the things that we got to watch is that's the reason we say it's not done. What about Section 101 at Baum? That's going to be rocking.
Oh,
for the
definitely be
weekend.
rocking.
Man,
for
I would
regionals.
love to go to a regional game. I hope there's not a lot of rain and thunderstorm activity. Sometimes the weather could really put a damper on outdoor activities.
I've been to 2 out of the 3 regionals.
Nice.
This past couple of years.
I have too. I've been to one game, not all of them, but I've been to one game.
Oh yeah,
It's fun.
been to more Arkansas regionals that have A&M regionals.
Right on. But show the River Valley temperatures here real quick, and you'll see it is clearly warmer.
Significantly warmer.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the rain and
They didn't have the
storms
pop-up storms. So here, we'll show this. 75. So the frontal boundary is already coming through. Look at northwest Benton County. That's in the low 70s to upper 60s. So forget it there. No severe weather in northwest Benton County. Even though it's warm and humid, now you have dew point in the low 70s, and you still can't get severe weather in northwest Arkansas.
It's crazy.
And you have a frontal boundary that's not even making its way in. Now look at that. 83 in Fort Smith, 82 in Poto.
We're really gonna watch that one move towards the river valley
Yep.
in the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it's really humid. So there is a look at the river valley temperatures. There's a lot of warmth. And when we go back to Mega Doppler, there is that storm that's located just to the southwest of Wainwright. And what Josh was talking about, there's the circulation with it. Now that is about 6,500 feet above the ground. So it is something to watch. Let's do this. Let's look at a normalized rotation. Let's go ahead and we'll place the marker and we'll move it over time. Looks like it's moving slowly east, northeast. We'll set the storm motion from the warning. So there it is, 255. That makes sense. And let's see what we got for velocity. Yeah. So we'll see if that changes when they update with a warning. Thundering bad in Tawnytown. How about that? We haven't heard any thunder at all here. That makes sense because you're going to get Anvil crawlers. You're going to get some lightning out ahead of the storm in the cell.
Yeah, that one, even for a hail perspective, that one's at almost 55,000 feet.
Golly.
So that's
Well, this is like, this doesn't even have any hail anymore, but maybe it'll cycle. Maybe it'll redevelop. I don't know. Huh. Got a tornado watch that's popped up on the screen. You can see that added. Just to let you know, that's what that yellow is.
Very cool.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Just got to maybe have the county lines on there. Don't know if I can see those.
It might. I just can't tell.
All right, let's make this full screen real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So there you got the latest on the that is severe thunderstorm warnings. So that doesn't show the polygon warning, but that does show those counties that are included in the warning in our weather
Oh,
coverage area.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Southwest Missouri is still in the.
Yeah, that's not the
Orange, too.
tornado watch. So we might want to make those orange on
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Not hearing any thunder in Tawnytown. Okay. So Bentonville got capped again. Sorry if I've been in and out of the warning. Just I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. We dodged a bullet again. Now,
Oh,
look.
tornado warning. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Just east of us. That does include just barely southeastern Johnson County. Yeah, we're not going on for that. But there it is. And this is what Josh was talking about, the low-level shear, little greater.
Yeah,
Really.
So, like, how does that happen? How does Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley miss the storms, and yet you got the tornado warning that's east of our area, but yet the storm moved through us?
Severe thunderstorm warning canceled for Benton and Washington.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, further to the east, they have better helicity and lower level shear.
It still is spinning, but it just, yeah, it looks like it collapsed. Look, you got a convergence. It's just complete collapse. Let's go to our Lincoln camera. Yeah, there you go. That's not even a storm anymore.
Crepuscular rays.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. So let's go back to that storm that's tornado warned for our friends that are a little east of us.
Think they're gonna draw the tornado watch soon for Benton and Washington County.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to add a tornado watch in the River Valley.
Yeah, I think they might.
So let's set the storm motion from the warning here.
Now, Josh, you mentioned a better ingredients
We should show
towards
that.
Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
What about the River Valley? Like, because we're still south, so it's still looking pretty decent.
Yeah, River Valley's sitting around 3,700 K. Let me take a look at the helicity and everything. Surface to 3 kilometer K or shear is about 25 knots. And
Okay.
then the better helicity sitting at about 200.
So are we capped according to that surface-based instability?
Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of a cap, but there's a better area of capping
Yeah.
that's occurring along with these as they move east.
There you are. Fayetteville Fizzle strikes again. Those storms popped up out ahead. way ahead. Let's show that too. You can loop that high resolution satellite.
yeah.
Let's show you this as we go throughout the next. Let's go through the next 6 hour, last 6
Last
hours.
6 hours.
Yeah. So watch this here. This is this little wave of energy that moved in, and you're going to see those storms kind of popping up. And they weren't very.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Okay.
loading.
But yeah, there's that early.
There's that
afternoon
energy. Look, you can
convection.
actually see the short wave from looking at the
Mhm.
clouds moving in. Look at that. That's cool.
And then some clearing behind that a little bit,
But not much.
but not much. And those thunderstorms taking off, the upper level shear is really strong, so it's taking those anvils and putting them out ahead of the storms. And you can actually see the shadow from the anvil on the earth. So that's called anvil shading. As we go forward in time, you see it looks like, this is after that first round of rain and storms, and it looks like it might be getting a little sunny again before that next round. But here we are, like 5, 6 o'clock. You can already see that shadow creeping in. Oh, that's not the pointer. You can see that shadow creeping in Benton, Washington County, and kind of underneath those anvils. Meanwhile, the main part of the storm is way out here. So going forward more in time, it's not as there's not as much sunshine over northwest Arkansas, but there's still quite a bit of clearing in the river valley. You can see not affected as much by that anvil shading. And
Yeah.
then there's more coming.
There's
but-
some weather bug cameras. Fayetteville Fizzle. Oh, how I love you.
Whoa,
Yeah.
these gravity waves.
Or the Colby effect, too.
Yeah.
I know, no kidding. Oh, how I love you. The Walmart Storm Shield. And, this area just mind boggles me. Really does. It's pretty incredible
I
how
wonder.
storms can.
Think
weaken.
maybe like all of northwest Arkansas is in like a protected valley, sort of.
Yeah.
Mountains all around us.
I mean, not all the time.
Yeah,
But
not all the time.
being here almost 20 years, it's not all the time. But
Yeah.
oh, Garrett had a good question. What does cap mean? So instead of showing the graphic, I'll just illustrate it. So essentially, when air is warm, it's going to rise. And if you have air that's rising and it's warmer than its surrounding environment, then you're warmer than your surrounding air, you'll continue to rise. However, if you cool off the surface temperatures, and because you have rain and clouds and storms, now the air is rising, but all of a sudden it's cooler than the air above it.
Yep.
So now that you have air that's rising, it's cool than the air above it. Guess what? Cold air sinks. So as that air is rising, it's stopping, hitting that cap, that warm layer of air, that lid that prevents thunderstorms from developing, which allows them to sink again. And then next thing you know, they start to dissipate. So where is that cap not present? Maybe in the river valley. Let's show you this. This is a storm, the isolated supercell that does have a little bit of rotation with it. Starting to maybe crank up a little bit more. Something to watch. Let's take that Lincoln camera and point it a little more to the northeast or northwest. Yeah. I'm going to move this camera here. Just when you let your guard down, the low-level jet kicks in. It's a possibility. So I'm going to move this northwest.
Yep, it does seem we are capped according to the Mesoanalysis.
Yeah. So that's what that cap is.
Yep. It's that lid.
So here's the recap, guys, for everyone
Recap.
that's watching. The recap on the cap. No cap. That's a lot of cap. But anyways, here's a look at this isolated storm. Now, this is it. This is the only thing in northwest Arkansas. And honestly, this might be only it. But look, there's a little development out west, too. That's trying.
Leftover MCB.
Potentially. Let's see if there's echo tops on that. So maybe that's initial development. Maybe there's more going to be happening west. I don't know. Models don't have a clue.
NWA unnaturals.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. This storm's starting to spin a little bit more. So it's going to be something that we have to watch. Look, and you can see if we look at this, that's the visible satellite. Let's go back to Mega Doppler here. So we got 2 storms of concern. As of now, not a lot happening in Benton County. Tornado watch does go until 10 o'clock. A lot of times the weather can fool you as it looks like nothing's happening. Maybe the hail core is increasing a little bit.
New
Maybe
severe-
the storm's cycling.
New severe thunderstorm off to the west. This will probably be likely affecting the river valley.
Now we've got a little more lower level rotation. This is on the lowest tilt. And so if we look at this NROT, let's see if we've got any storm spotters on there. So let's check this out. Maybe they're covering it. Okay, we do. Let's see if we've got any streams. on
Whoa.
this.
Which weather
This
is
is some real tightening circulation
Yeah,
down
I
to our
know.
south.
On that, yeah.
Weather 2, yeah.
Gotta watch that storm riding I-40.
We're working on getting Weather 3 on its own source, by the way.
I'm gonna get a track on that. Let's see. Figure out what this is for.
All right. Nobody's on it anymore because everybody gave up.
30 miles an hour.
Let me go here. Get out of here.
What the hail core was nasty. West of Gore.
Got a track on the storm to the south.
Yeah. Also got someone that has a wall cloud on that.
Really?
Yeah.
There's been some pretty solid rotation with that that's been maintaining.
Let's see. Cool. Okay, we do have him. So that's good. He's in Watts. So he's going to be on it. So let's go to him. All right. We got new Storm Spotter streaming video. Yes, sir. All right. So this is Brian Empfinger. Should be able to load up his stream. Here's live video from Brian Empfinger, who's on that storm near Watts. Let's see if we can see any type of rotation, any type of circulation that's associated with it. So obviously in the tree country. So we'll kind of bounce back and forth to that.
Yeah.
Let's go back here. See if there's any type of features at all to watch. Still trying. Echo tops might be increasing a little bit. Yeah, it might be on a cycling trend. We'll see. One thing is for certain, there is a lot of lightning with it still. And that's going to be dangerous for outdoor activities.
Yeah. Not a good idea to have outdoor activities.
So it's not a super highly electrified storm, but it could maybe even be an LP.
Yeah.
Let's see, a low precipitation supercell. Ah, Lincoln
Strikes again.
down. Let's see if that comes back up. Meanwhile, let's look south, River Valley. I agree. All right, let's go here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I have a track on that.
By the way, Mega Doppler shows an uptick in the thunderstorm. Okay. So this is weather 1, and we got a storm track on this. This is the area of circulation. Notice how it's making a beeline for the river valley, including rolling at 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know tornado warning for Johnson County, but it covers like maybe 1% of the county, honestly.
Yeah. I can show that real
It's
quick.
totally outside of that. It's in Pope County. I'm going to go back to new tornado warning. Let's see here.
Plus that area of rotation as well to the east of there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
another area of rotation. So that's Logan and Johnson County, and just barely clipping that area. But here's one thing that we can do. Let's see if we can get it. I don't think we'll be able to get a view of it. Let's see here. I don't think that's going to be happening.
On Mal Magazine.
Yeah.
I think it's too far.
This might have little LP structure, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, shrouded in clouds.
presets. Let's look east. Camera time lapse. Yeah.
Rogers, though, it's going to be a little bit. I'll go back to that storm real quick. But there's those two areas of rotation in the eastern part of our coverage area. There's south, headed towards the river valley. And this is over the next 2 hours. It's going to be a good while before it gets down there.
You got to see this. Check this out.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You got to see this real quick. Just while we have a clearing. Look at how strong the winds are. That's the low level jet.
Whoa.
Yeah. At times you can see a little bit of clearing. Look how
Yeah.
fast those clouds are moving. It almost looks like you're flying in a plane as
Yeah.
those clouds zip by. Okay, back to what we've got here. Whoa. Wow, those things are moving. Sorry, I just want to show you that.
No, you're good. There's the. It's got some weak rotation with it. It'll stop moving the radar.
Puny cell.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
there it is.
Just
Really dying, but definitely a lot of rain with this.
Those ones southeast of us are barely in the 2% tornado risk.
I know.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
So they do have a special
Yeah,
weather
blows
statement
up
that
there,
just
yeah.
came out for Benton and Washington County for this storm. And with it, you can expect 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and up to nickel-sized hail. So nothing to be too concerned. I can actually use the hail tracks on here. We can look at that. Go there. Or maybe the hail size. Yeah. Very.
Yeah, there
very
are
small.
additional storms that are popping up, but I think we're done in Northwest Arkansas after this moves through. But man, is
Yeah.
it slow moving?
I think some of those Anvils collapse. There's some subsidence.
It's got to be.
Oh, yeah, of
subsidence,
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta
rain,
be.
cooled air. So you have your Anvil, which I'll show you on the high res what that is. All right. Oh. That is not high resolution at all. All right, so with these anvils, it's cooler up top as you reach the top of the
Maybe some small.
troposphere, and it's really cool up there.
Yeah.
So cool air wants to sink. So if the anvil gets out ahead of the storms, it has no storm underneath it to help support it. So its natural tendency is just
It's
to want to
just a
sink.
tornado warning.
And as it sinks, it cools the air around it. In doing so, you kind of make the environment more unfavorable for storms. So it's called subsidence. So it's the cooling of air, or air at the upper levels cooling cooling the atmosphere as it lowers, as it sinks. And
If we
killing
don't
all the
have a
storms that-
tornado warning for Sequoia County,
there
it's-
will be here
yeah,
pretty soon.
This storm, man, look at this. This is that cell. I'm gonna take the lightning off. This is that cell that's just to the north, south of Wainwright, west of Chieftain. That, by the way, does not include Sequoia County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Wonder if it's tornado possible on the tag. Nope. And nope. But that is for McIntosh and central Muskogee County. So Muskogee County, there's the circulation. That storm is making its way southeast.
Yep.
And
Got a track on it for you.
that's going to be making it right into the river valley. In fact, Peyton's got that track, a
Yep.
fresh track.
Fresh track. 831 Weber Falls. Salisaw 920. Roland 958. Fort Smith 1014. So it is moving fairly slow. What do they have it? I bet it's still 20, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, I got it moving 30 east at 30.
East at 30. Okay, so it is a little bit faster now than what it was. So, oh, why can I not type? Number lock's turned off.
What is going on?
We'll put a new track now that's at 30 miles an hour.
Keep an eye on that.
So it's tracking to the southeast. There you go. Weber Falls around 822. Salisaw 903. Atkins 913. Fort Smith 948. And then Dunedin, if you're watching, Rudy 959. So it will be making its way into our area. Driving from Siloam Springs to Kansas, Oklahoma, think you should be good to head out. There are there's that one little storm, but dodging that, you might be all right. So I'll load that here.
That's cool. We
Silent
found out how to do
Springs.
the tracking, by the way.
Yes, he told me the F
Yeah,
key.
Yeah.
So Silent
No idea about
Springs
that.
headed west. You'll be all right if you're on the west side of town. You'll be good. Head west on 412. But it is definitely weak sauce, as you just mentioned, Dan.
As I just mentioned.
It
yeah.
is pretty weak sauce.
As we've said before, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Now this storm, I mean, look at the difference. Going to Mega Doppler.
Oh yeah.
So you've got this storm that's southwest of Northwest Arkansas, much more intense along the leading edge of the line. Probably multiple circulations that are going to spin up because of you've got cell interaction, and that is just an impressive circulation right there.
Mm-hmm. It's tightening too.
Yeah.
Or has been, but it's moving fairly slow, and I just don't know. I have my doubts about it surviving for very long.
Potentially. And then you got this circulation that's over watts. And by the way, we said what about 7? It was a little slower. 7:45. We said Siloam.
Yeah,
Pretty
things slow
close.
down.
Yeah, slowed down about 10 minutes or so. Looks like additional cells are running into it. A little bit of a low level circulation, but this is nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Botanical Garden of the Ozarks is golden right now, which is right up here, by the way. We come up here. Here's Botanical Garden of the Ozarks. Everything's looking pretty good. It doesn't even have the stuff there for the Botanical Garden. Can you believe that? It's craziness. Yeah, not much. Meanwhile, Central Arkansas, explosion. Tornado warnings everywhere. Storms rotating like crazy.
In an area with no watch.
Yeah,
Almost
no watch.
risk.
No
Yeah.
risk.
I have an odd drive that looks west into that storm, heading to what is it, Pope County?
Oh, yeah.
But
Can you see anything?
no, not really. Just a lot of rain
Oh, hey.
off in the distance. Can't really see much, unfortunately.
There we go. We can see a little bit of a base. So what is that? Weather.
Weather 2.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
The live stream.
Yeah.
Brian and Finger.
All right. So here's Brian Empfinger's stream. We're going to do this on weather 2 full.
Weather 1.
This is a perfect view.
Oh, yeah. There you go. We got a view of the lowering.
And it's frozen. Oh, no, it's not.
No.
Oh, it was for a second.
So let's see if there's any type of low level circulation with that. Maybe a little bit of an uptick in the latest radar trends. Let's see how it core kind of went up a little bit. It's definitely got some good scud clouds right there.
It's a little bit of core developing with the southwestern side too.
Yeah.
Stratocumulus under deck.
Yep. That's what scud stands for. Brian is from Arkansas. In fact, he lives in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I met him for the Northern Lights the other night. That happened. Give me a snack here.
Northern Lights. Oh, yeah, Northern Lights.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought of Light of the Ozarks.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The stream is cutting out a little bit, but not bad.
We'll just continue to watch that.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is this storm that's crawling towards northern Washington County. I mean, it's a storm, but golly, it's typical Northwest Arkansas. Honestly, that about sums it up.
This were any other part of the country that would have exploded.
Yeah. Look at this. Fayetteville, nothing. Tiny little minuscule storm. Let's go back to that stream here. He just got out of the trees. A bit of a lowering there. A little structure. Little scud clouds. Those are not funnels.
No.
Where in reverse is storm is this? There's a little. It's the original part.
Sorry, I'm eating some cheese and crackers
Nice.
right here.
It's that game time fuel right there.
Yeah.
It's halftime, basically. Are you on 1?
I'm on 2.
2. Okay.
So you can do what you want. Oh, these are stale.
Ooh. I was wondering if there's anything you wanted.
Let's do another track.
New MD for the area.
We've decided to not include Northwest Arkansas in anything.
That's probably what it said. You want to track on which storm?
Let's do that storm that's out west.
Okay.
That's moving into Keaton.
They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for
Okay,
it.
perfect.
So can you give me this? Actually, I can get the speed. Well, off camera cue here.
Oh, you see the new
30
severe
miles an hour.
thunderstorm warning.
Yep.
All right, and there's the circulation.
Get a new track on it here. So kind of going back and forth to see which way it's moving. Looks like it's starting to die to the southeast. Kind of, yeah, southeast. It's over the next 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So take a nap, read
Take
a book.
Greenwood, take a nap, read a book, cook a meal. You got plenty of time. But Fort Smith, 9:52. You know, Salisal, 9:07. You got plenty of time. Lovers Falls, still got 30 minutes.
Now, here's that storm, though. I'm going to bring it up on Mega Doppler. It is a little more intense.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, it's got some low-level circulation. So we're getting into that magic hour, except for Northwest Arkansas. This thing is. Yes, it'll bring some rain. It'll bring heavy rain. We can't discount that. Maybe a little bit of small hail, but not severe warned on this
All right.
storm.
All our counties are still in the tornado watch.
Oh,
They
yeah?
didn't drop any. So while things don't look great now,
They could ramp up.
it could.
We know what happened on May 7th.
Yeah.
They said they might put a new severe thunderstorm watch for north for parts of Arkansas.
Joshy Jones scared you.
New tornado watch.
Yeah. That's what this is right here. That's all I was talking about.
All right, and is that for the River Valley?
Crawford, yeah. Extends the area into Crawford County.
So that sound right there was the weather radio, Tommy. That's in our back right there. Right there is the weather radio, the old trusty weather radio.
Oh yeah.
Let's show you what that was here. As we bring this up on Weather 1.
Reports of trees down in the Otaha area. I butchered that.
Oh, they just extended it. Huh?
Yeah.
Like you said.
Extended it a couple counties because it is warmer down there. You know,
Yeah.
it is looking more favorable. You mentioned that they might extend it.
Figured they would.
Yeah.
Do you think I can head to Taco Bell and Rogers right now? Absolutely. Run for the border, baby.
Oh, I'm with you there. Baja Blast Freeze coming right up.
Yeah. Not seeing much structure on that.
Nope.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. Look, this actually has pretty decent structure. Look at this.
Oh,
It's not bad structure-wise. Might not be the best radar presentation-wise.
right.
Gotta love all those trees. Hey, I have very little time to eat, so yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, we don't have time to run.
I'm
for
eating
dinner.
as I'm working, man.
Yeah. You starve, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna be drinking a Baja Blast here pretty soon too. Anyways, there's a look at the severe weather potential as we'll look at new track on that storm that's severe warned.
Yeah, hang on. Give me just a second. Do you have to? I had to move it over a little bit. For the next 2 hours.
Looks like it's gonna miss Fayetteville, thankfully. That storm is just not. Well, there's additional storms that might be popping up.
Yeah, so there's a track, Weber's Falls, still, a couple minutes after 8:20, if it maintains its speed. Salsaw, little after 9.
Update on
Ooh.
Russellville. Yeah, we should do an update on Russellville. Russellville's got a tornado warning right now, and the storm's like literally right over Russellville. My goodness.
Yeah.
Check this out. We got it right here. There's the area of rotation. I'm gonna set the storm motion from the warning, and there it is. It's
How fast is
right over the city of Russellville right now. I mean, directly over Russellville.
Yeah. Man. If anyone's in summer school or in the Russellville area,
Tornado in Lamar is what it says, but I don't know if that's confirmed or if that's just
I'll check with the Little Rock chat, see what they're
someone said,
saying.
because it's got to be just a little bit southeast of Lamar. It doesn't make sense. There's no storm even in Lamar right now.
Russellville has the tightest rotation.
Yep,
A spotter reported a funnel near Russellville,
I can believe that.
and it's increasing in rotation. Come on, look at the rotation tracks. See how that's kind of an uptick.
That is definitely there. Russellville, Atkins, I-40. You need to be taking your tornado precautions, and if you're on the highway, got to get off the highway and get to a sturdy structure. That does not include an overpass. Don't park your car underneath an overpass to escape this storm. Here's again a look at Storm Spotter video. This is Brian Empfinger. He's been tracking this cell that's in northwestern Washington County. Structurally, it's got some pretty good structure to it. Visually, on the radar, not as impressive. It's got a lot of scud clouds, that's for sure. Still shows updraft potential. We know the clouds are going to be scraping the ground. And the reason for that is because of, So that's what we're looking here.
Cutting in and out. I wouldn't be surprised if there might be some heavy rain with this. Whoa.
Yep.
Our StreamYard is glitching a little bit.
That's good.
Okay.
No update. That's the stream. That's bad. Now look, this is ramping up. This might be putting down a tornado any second over I-40. In between Russellville and Pottsville. Dangerous storm. This Little Rock covering this television area. So it doesn't really concern us, but in terms of television coverage, look at those isolated supercells. So that's happening. And meanwhile, we got this tiny little guy, which I'm fine with. Hey, let's have a little bit of rain, a little thunderstorm activity. Structure-wise, it's there. A little bit of weak rotation on it. Let's see if we can get new visuals.
They
on
tried to
this.
look west on the RDOT camera to see something, and they didn't.
So they just stopped it.
They pointed it back east. But I have a camera that is facing west. This is near exit 83 of the Weir Road. I do think if it did cross I-49, we would be able to see it on one of these cameras. What's up, Anna?
Oh, just see what's up with y'all. And,
Everything is pretty weak sauce.
okay,
Yep.
This is it. That's it.
just that little bit to go through. So,
Well, we still have this, which
with
could come
that,
down
it's
in the river
still
valley
pretty significant.
in the
But
next little bit. Yes.
yeah, I think we'll still lead with you guys. But
Mhm.
if we don't lead the D block, do you think that would be, and then like still have extra time? So you'll have
Sure.
lead the show, extra time in both main, but we may not come back to the D block with you guys. I think that'd be.
I think that's
okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
think
guys will
that's
still have plenty of extra time and like plenty of.
okay.
Okay, sweet. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well, I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated on the storm activity and what's happening.
Thank you.
As of now, storms are struggling. It just
Mm-hmm.
it cracks me up. I want to see what's going on here. That you've got The tornado in Russellville that's developing, looking pretty intense right now. How does that look on radar, on the Little Rock radar? Golly, look at that
The
thing.
Little Rock radar looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is producing.
Dan, I got a camera that's right.
Oh, yeah.
that.
Bring it.
So
We got to bring it up
pull
over
up
here.
pull up iDrive. This is going to be
Okay.
Weir Road exit 83, smack dab in the middle between Russellville and Pottsville. Or exit 84, and it seems to be really cranking up.
Pretty hairy.
If it's gonna cross here, this camera's gonna see it.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead. Oh, they turned it back towards the east because they tried to look at it.
This is looking west. Oh, there it goes. Turning east. Yeah, there it is. You can see the lowering here. Let me go to a different one real fast.
I think you have to go to the next one.
Pottsville. Pottsville should be looking northwest. Let's see. There's east.
All right, I have it up on the stream.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he moved it again.
Yeah, keep moving this back and forth.
They need to be looking east. Weir Road, exit 83, which is right here. Circulation is basically just southeast. Okay, here we go. Look at east. Let's see.
Oh, that is dark.
Yeah. That's where that circulation would be. Let's see if there's any type of power flashes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks ugly. Maybe still a little bit too elongated. A little too broad of a circulation. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty much there.
They need to take the exit 88 camera and point it west. That's what they need to do.
Wow. So let me show you what we're looking at here real quick. I'll bounce back and forth. There's Mega Doppler. There's the storm. Weir Road and exit 83 is right here. So it's basically right over the circulation. They're looking east. Once that radar updates, you'll see the circulation east of them. And when we go back to our camera image from RDOT, that's looking east. Kind of looking southeast a little bit. So I think the circulation will be a little bit to the east of that. Look, you can see some hail coming down.
Do you think there's anyone in RDOT in the chat? So I could ask them if they could turn that Pottsville exit 88 camera west.
I don't know.
Oh, the winds are really picking up. Starting to see some hail.
Yep. Ooh, was that a? Let's see here. Oh, there they go. Turning the camera around. Now they're looking west. Now it's back away from the circulation, so I got to go back here. Do they have? Is that all they have? Is just two settings?
and then they need to turn that one west. They need to turn it west. They want to see it.
Yeah. But now it's going to be north of I-40.
Yeah.
So it's near Mars Hill. So that's it. All right, we'll go back to Mega Doppler here real quick. All right. So let's go to Mega Doppler.
Yeah.
There's the circulation. There's the two tornado warnings. Let's go back to our storm. Ooh, starting to rotate a little more. So maybe that low level
Really?
shear is starting to increase. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Still pretty weak, but let's see what we got. We're going to move some cameras around, see if we can get any type of view at all. Stand by. So Lincoln on the backside of that storm, but we're going to look at Kessler Mountain here. And let's take this and point this northwest. We're going to have part of the tower view, but let's see if we can see anything. Not right now, but as it comes this way, we might be able to see it. Let's go Arkansas Children's northwest. There's that lowering right there. Okay, show you some cameras here real quick. It's so unbelievably humid that you just can't see much. There's Lincoln. You can see the updraft of the storms, but I mean, all we have is a non-severe storm that is struggling to maintain itself. And if we look at our Kessler Mountain Weatherbug Network camera, that's looking off to the northwest, not much there. If we're looking from Mount Sequoia, you can see the low-level winds increasing, but something clearly is capped. And then you've got this right here where you can see some of the structure off in the distance, but that's about it.
Circulation indefinitely weakening.
Yeah. No, I just don't think it's going to do it. It doesn't even have any hail with it. Does it have any lightning still? A little. That's about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there another cell that's southwest of that? 2 circulations, and then that's about it. I don't know. Those storms are going to do it. I think we're done. I think it's toast. Please get back to Russellville. Absolutely, we will. We're just checking out what else is going on. Remember, Russellville is being covered by Little Rock Television, so can't. We might want to switch radars on this. Golly, that's got to be a circulation.
Nothing crossed on the cameras. At least definitely picked up. The winds definitely picked up.
Yeah, it's going to be north of I-40.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about Crow Mountain Road. It's just going to be north Mars Hill. That's where that circulation is the most intense. Let's do this here. Let's bring up a different radar. I'm going to bring up a totally different source too. So let's bring up the Little Rock sweep. Let's look at this storm from Little Rock. 2 impressive supercell thunderstorms. Let's go back to this with this. We got tornado warning until 8:30 for Pottsville, Russellville. Storm's already moved east of Russellville, so the threat's over for Russellville. No more tornado threat. Small hail reported in Springdale right now.
We just got the latest day one, by the way.
How about that? What is it? Still the same?
Still slight, no changes.
Didn't touch anything.
I think they moved the enhanced risk that was north of us further to the north.
Yeah. All right, here's the radar. Yeah, see, that's pretty impressive right there. That's a tightening circulation. Watch this over the last hour. Look at that increase in intensity. So
Also broadened though.
yeah, Broaden might have maybe got a little outflow dominant potentially. As makes its way eastward. There's the other circulation. Now although there is a little bit of a tight part right there of the circulation just north of Pottsville. So this is going to be crossing Highway 105, Highway 326. This is Pope County, Arkansas. So that's gone. Let's go to Springdale real quick and see what we've got. Here we got a little bit of hail coming down. Yeah, there's the rain. Let's see, Echo Tops. That storm's starting to ramp up a little bit. But you try looking at it and you can't see anything. So here's Kessler Mountain. That's looking northwest at the storm. Lincoln, no view of anything. We are 85 here in California. Hearing distant rumbles at Drake Field. Well, you know what? Everything might have been okay at Chefs in the Garden because the storms are just north of there. I'm sure they're watching it close. All right, let's go back to Mega Doppler here. This is what I was talking about. You can see this storm right here maybe blossoming a little bit more because look at the Echo Tops that was there. Let's look and see what's going on here. So there are some higher Echo Tops, but maybe that last image, maybe a little bit more development, but they're just struggling. Yeah, you can see that though, a little bit more development. Yeah, there it is. Southwestern side, and then it fell apart. Yeah. And this circulation has died too.
Yeah, you can see that cap is creeping in.
Yeah. All right. So let's show you some high resolution stuff. Yeah, Crawford County, well, it all depends on if these storms hold together. At the moment, I think we might be capped. I see the weak low level rotation south of Watts. We just looked at that puny storm. I wouldn't even consider it a storm. It's got some lightning. It'll be a little dangerous. But this is what I want to do here. I'm going to look at SPC. And we're going to look at the mesoanalysis. And let's see what's going on.
Oh, it's
here.
off the charts for QLCS tornado potential. I can tell you that.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's look. So here's what we're going to do. Functions, and we're going to go to, see if I remember how to do this. You remember how to do it?
Layouts, top right.
There we are. There we go. Okay. Oh. Let's open this up here. Let's go to the mesoanalysis. So this is the mesoanalysis of the Storm Prediction Center. And what we're going to do here is take a look at this. All right. Oh, just trying something out here. Let's see, that's not working. Oh, there it goes. Huh. It's interesting. It doesn't want to do that one layout. This one right here. Huh.
Well, okay.
Well, that's weird. But anyways, this is the Storm Prediction Center's mesoanalysis. So what we need to do is look at what's happening. So first of all, CAPE. Surface-based CAPE. Are we capped?
Severe thunderstorm for Logan County.
For Logan? Oh.
Hey, what I did.
For that thing? Or is it for northwestern Sequoia County?
Said Logan County.
Huh. Maybe. Maybe that's Sal. Oh, you know what? We could probably see that on Mount Magazine. But anyways, before we look at that, here's the Supercell composite. It's higher east. So it looks like the energy is shifted east. There's the mixed layer CAPE. We're still there. But we do have a little bit of a cap. Which, by the way, they really need to redo that cap color.
Oh, it's so hard to see.
It's so hard to see.
A tornado watch for Logan County.
Mostly unstable. If we look at this, we go to, let's look at the Supercell composite like we did. Significant tornado parameter. See, it's still high in the river valley, but it's dropping off significantly in northwest Arkansas. So there's that. Look at that. Significant tornado using the 0 to 500 meter. We look at the wind shear, 0 to 1 kilometer. Let's see if that increases over time. It does, but it also shifts southward. And then if we look at the 0 to 500 meter, it's there. But here's what I like to look at. I want to look at this. A comp map. So the comp map, composite map will show us what's going on.
There's the severe thunderstorm warning.
There's all the energy.
There's the quake.
But yet, no storms.
No.
It's not going to happen. 700 millibar, 500 millibar analysis. There's rising motion for some miraculous reason over central Arkansas and also over northwest Arkansas, but doesn't happen. Maybe we're in the wrong jet quadrant theory. I don't. That is the right exit region, which it shouldn't be left. There's the weather. There's the front. See, this is why we're going to see more storm activity. And it does show rain in the river valley. So I really honestly think we're not done with the rain in the river valley. There's the moisture convergence. So what's funny is this is the prefrontal trough that came in that fired off thunderstorms for us, but yet those go nuts and produce tornadoes.
This area is a case study.
It really is. This area is a case study. It's a basket case too.
Yeah.
Besides a case
head
study,
case.
it's a head case. Yeah. So there's the helicity and shear. There's the instability. Yeah, it's just all the ingredients are there. Look at the dew points. We have higher dew points than they have.
Yeah. If any meteorologist ever wanted to refine their skills, they better come forecast here in Northwest Arkansas.
So just to sum up, yeah, Benton County done. You're fine. We're finished. Severe weather's over for Benton County, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Let me go back to this here real quick. So that's it. We do have more storms that are coming into western Sequoia County. I still don't think the River Valley is done. So even though we're talking about this being a dud, it's not yet a dud for the River Valley. Look at all these storms. And the problem is they're going to be slow moving. This looks like a heavy rain materializing event. So
That's why they had that flash flood watch.
Yep.
in the River Valley.
Yep, flash flood watch in the River Valley. Carroll County, done. Storms are dying. So basically, the only place that needs to be concerned is along and south of I-40 at this point. It's showing more development. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear. So I think that's it. I'm gonna shut this stream down. I think that's all we got. So we're pretty much done. Northwest Arkansas, unless something else develops, additional energy moves in. I think this is going to be focused in the River Valley, but yeah, interesting day. Still got rotation in Southwest Washington County. Let's show you here. I hate to drop off of it as it goes. That's what's going to happen. It's when you drop off of it that it'll really start going nuts. But yeah, as they say, I'm not impressed. Not only that, but it doesn't look very structurally sound either. Let's look at Lincoln here.
Oh, do you think the?
Probably turn that north.
I was gonna say either that or one of the Fayetteville cameras. One of them would have it.
Yeah, it's just kind of like not moving at all, and so it's in between cameras and stuff like that. But we could take that Lincoln camera and point it north. There's Gaither Mountain. That's the Anvil from the storms. Well, guys, that's awesome, man. I'm thankful that this is just not much in Northwest Arkansas. Rain coming in, Springdale, Fayetteville, a few rumbles of thunder. Yeah, Springdale's done. No way. I mean, that's just rain. Yeah, it does that. Yeah. So that's it. I don't know. I got to use the restroom real quick. If you want to continue on that storm, see what the latest volume scans look like. I don't know. I think it's pretty much done.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done.
As soon as we shut it down, that's when it'll crank up. All righty. We'll see you guys later. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be a view of the tower, but that's okay. You can't, there's not even an updraft.
Yeah.
All right, shutting her down.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
All right. Well,
We will be watching the River Valley storms. We'll do another
Yep.
live update in case those storms come in, which will be a possibility. Maybe we should hold on a little longer just because the River Valley is coming in there. But we could just run a radar loop with some music.
That'll work.
Yeah, let's not drop off yet because we'd have to launch everything again. River Valley is about to get pretty interesting.
all right. Let's throw a radar loop on there.
So we'll be back here in a few minutes. If you want to keep watching, great. If you're watching in Northwest Arkansas, we're pretty much done. So take care. All right, everyone. I'm not going to eat on camera because I know some of you get upset about that. But the storms are not even severe west of Fort Smith anymore. So we're going to stop this stream. And until the weather proves us otherwise, then we'll see what happens. As of now, there's not a whole lot of structure that's happening. Bring up the WeatherBug Network camera real quick from Arkansas Children's Northwest. Is that a little bit of a lowering? Springdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that storm right there. But, I mean, not even severe, maybe a little bit of small hail with it, a little bit of lightning. That is looking southwest. So we'll watch it. We'll keep you updated. But as of now, I think we're going to be able to drop off. That's Brianna. I'll
Yeah.
take that real
All
quick.
right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see next
Nope.
time we have more severe weather. Thanks.
Hey.
Bye.